Welcome to this special course on how to play golf for beginners. My name is Kevin from golferdays.com and golfstoreblog.com, and I'll be your instructor in this course. I have many years experience with both playing golf and as a teacher. My goal is to get you started playing golf impressively, right off your very next tee. Playing golf is a fun, loosening up pastime for some individuals, and a focused game for some others. When figuring out how to play golf, you'll need to begin by adapting some essential guidelines and the method for swinging a club to hit the ball. It's likewise useful to realize how to get golf equipment, and to gain proficiency with some appropriate fairway manners so you can securely enjoy the game with anybody you play with. So these are the main topics we'll discuss. First, we'll discuss basic rules of golf. Then we'll talk about how to set up your swing. In the subsequent lesson, we'll discuss how to hit the ball. This is followed by a lesson on where to find the right golf equipment. After all, the right golf equipment can help improve your game. We'll also add some finishing touches to win your game with a great lesson on how to putt the golf ball into the hole. And we'll talk about how to play golf with style and etiquette just like the professionals. This will be an especially important skill for all your business meetings on the golf course. As we approach the end of the course, we'll have some bonus tips how to play golf better, plus much more. At the end of the course, there will be a final exam, so please take some notes as we go through the lessons because this will help you prepare for the exam and also learn all the important material covered in this beginner's course for your future trips to the golf course. After the exam, we'll wrap it up with a thorough course summary. By the end of this course, you'll be ready to head out to the golf course to practice the important lessons that you've learned. Okay, so are you ready for some fun and exciting golf lessons? Great, let's go outside to the golf course, where we'll begin our lessons. Talk to you soon. Welcome to our first lesson on the golf course in this complete golf lessons for beginners course. Let's begin by becoming familiar with the main objective of the game. In golf, the objective of the game is to get your ball from the beginning point, or tee, into the hole at the green. The hole is set apart by a banner, and you need to get it into hole in it with as few shots as could reasonably be expected. Hole isn't just the physical hole, yet in addition alludes to the hole region from the tee to the green. A standard fairway has 18 holes, or regions with a tee, green, and physical hole set apart by a banner. There are littler courses too, for example, 9-hole courses, which are perfect for novices. Play the course by requesting holes. Each green is distinctive as far as how it is organized, and which hole you start and end with. Each hole has a jump start zone where you start, and a physical hole where you finish. It's a smart thought to convey a course map with you on the course or to go with a gathering that has at any rate one individual who knows about the setup for the course. Discover a course map at the course's main office, where you check in and can lease gear. Go ahead with your gathering. To keep away from disarray and having everybody hit the ball without a moment's delay, you should know when your turn is. Generally, the individual with the best score from the past hole tees off first, with the following best score going straight away, and the most exceedingly awful, or most noteworthy score, going last. After the jump start at each hole, the individual who is furthest away from the hole hits first. At that point, the individual who is next furthest away has a turn until everybody gets the show on the road to the final hole. Try not to move your ball on the course. In the event that your ball arrives in a startling spot, which it will when you're a novice, it's against the rules to get it and move it. You need to play it where it is, except if it's hindered by a man-made deterrent, similar to a yardage marker or a can. In case you don't know that something close to your ball qualifies as an obstruction, ask an experienced player. On the off chance that you hit your ball beyond the field of play or into water, you should take a one-stroke penalty, drop your ball again where you shot it, and attempt once more. Keep track of who's winning for each hole. Each hole on a fairway has a perfect number of strokes it should take to get the show on the road into the hole, which is known as the par. Each time you hit the ball is considered a 1 toward your score. Pars go from 3 to 5, and each hole on a course will be known as a par 3, 4 or 5. Your score on each hole has an epithet identifying with its par. For example, shooting 2 under, or hitting the ball in the hole in 3 shots on a 5-par hole, is called eagle. Shooting 1 under par is a birdie, and shooting even is simply called par. Shooting 1 over a par is a bogey. Then 2 over par is a double bogey, 3 over par is a triple bogey, etc. Win by having the lowest score toward the end. At the point when your gathering arrives at the last hole, the individual with the most minimal score in general is the victor. You can monitor how you're doing all through the game by comparing your score with the standards for each hole. In case you're reliably shooting on par or below average, you're doing truly well. Before all else, you will presumably shoot over par, particularly on increasingly troublesome 5-par holes. This is absolutely typical. You will improve with the more you practice. Attempt a par 3 course when you're beginning. A par 3 course implies that every one of the gaps on the course are par 3, so the separations between the tee and the hole are shorter than a standard course, which has a blend of par 3, 4, and 5 holes. These courses are perfect for beginners. For the course, the total par is the quantity of pars included from every one of the holes. This number is ordinarily 72 on a standard green, less on a littler course. Thanks for listening to this initial lesson. Hopefully, you are now becoming familiar with the objectives of the game. Next, we'll talk about how to swing a golf club. See you in the next lesson. Hello there, welcome back to this fantastic beginner's golf course on the golf course, no pun intended. Anyway, this lesson is about getting your swing set, no pun intended there either, ha, ha. Okay, begin by standing with your knees and hips marginally bent. Remain with your feet about hip width separated, with your weight uniformly distributed between the focuses of your feet, not your toes or impact points. Twist your knees somewhat and lean forward at your hips so that your club's end is arriving at the ground where you'll be hitting the ball. When contemplating the correct method to stand, envision how a bowler remains before taking the ball back to toss it, with their weight even between the 2 feet, and somewhat bowed forward at the hips. The non-predominant side of your body ought to confront your objective, also known as the hole. For instance, for right-handed players, you will bring the club up toward your right and afterward swinging down and to left, hitting the ball to your left. Bring your club back and parallel to the ground first. While lifting the club, the order from out to in ought to go club head, hands, arms, shoulders, hips. Your predominant arm should remain nearby to your side, and as you pass your prevailing sided leg with your hands, your weight should begin moving to that leg. When the club is parallel to the ground, it ought to be placed so the toe, or adjusted edge, is up toward the sky. Bring the club up at a 90-degree edge. Keep moving your weight to your prevailing side, and crease your elbows to pivot the club straight up, 90 degrees from your arms, which are about parallel to the ground. You should feel your shoulders in an upward pivot, and more weight on your predominant hip. At this point, the toe of your club ought to look back toward the contrary side of the course you're swinging. Turn your shoulders to bring the club as far as possible up. Turn your shoulders so that your non-prevailing shoulder is legitimately beneath your jawline, and you're extending that side's horizontal muscle. This will move your club up and over your head very nearly 180 degrees, with the club's weight in your grasp and arms and the club head pointing down toward the ground. Picture your hands being at a 1 o'clock position, that is the way high they ought to be starting from the earliest stage. Your prevailing hip and lower leg, just as your shoulders, should feel prepared to spring descending toward the ball. Okay, let's go into some detail on further tips you could to improve your golf swing. The overall game of golf is truly a person sport. The basics are the same for all, however, due to the variations in people's body types, no two people will ever have similar golf swing. Making the effort to formulate your own personal way of golfing will greatly improve your enjoyment and success in the game. Practicing the basic fundamentals from the game until they are ingrained in your muscles will cause confidence about the course, and therefore confidence will lead to success and enjoyment from the game. Just about the most basic steps to improve your golf swing is to position your head correctly. The position of the head should be straight in line with your spine, plus your nose ought to be raised up a little bit to ensure when you start to swing, your left shoulder fits beneath your chin. When you approach the ball, assume the right stance with the feet and knees in position, but make your head and back straight. Bend forward slightly at the waist and search straight with the ball. When you try to take a swing with this position, your left shoulder will probably hit your chin. Whilst keeping your eyes on the ball, raise your head slowly until your left shoulder fails to hit your chin. Be sure that your head will not move back and forth by keeping your eyes fixed on your ball. Slowly glance at the backswing and downswing portions of your golf swing. Tend not to hit the ball and perform follow-through. Practice this part of your golf swing centering on keeping the head straight and eyes on your ball. Practice this exercise with your backyard for around 25 times consecutively, after which have a break and relax a bit, then start again. Make minor corrections to your body and head position when needed to help keep your eyes straight on your ball plus your left shoulder from hitting your chin. This exercise will train your system, and your muscles will remember the right position you should be in to perform movement correctly. Consider any sports athlete, They train to place their health inside the correct position and stance to correctly execute the movements necessary to reach your goals with their particular sport. You are doing the same thing by training your body to help keep your head straight and position itself to be able to successfully execute a proper golf swing. Another basic step that will work greatly towards enhancing your golf swing is always to relax. I know it is actually easier said than done, especially when you find yourself getting ready to place all your power into drive with the audience of either your coworkers, or better still your buddies who cannot permit you to forget it in the event you mess up. Relaxing your muscles will enable you to maintain the proper balance, which is vital that you an excellent golf swing. However, irrespective of the golf clubs you use, your balance is the primary first step toward your golf swing, and the way to achieve good balance is to practice. The best way to practice improving your balance is usually to assume the upright position with your club, relax the body and attempt holding it there for about 30 seconds. Will it feel like you have excess weight on one foot or maybe the other? Is a part of the body more tense than another? Keeping the head straight and looking after good balance are merely two basic parts of an incredible golf swing. The exercises discussed in this lesson are just two ways that you could start training now to improve your golf swing. You may focus on either one separately, or combine them together into one exercise. Improving your golf swing begins and ends with you. Training the muscles of the body to correctly perform specific movements takes time as well as practice. The time and effort spent enhancing your golf swing pays off around the course. Through practice and physical activity, it will be easy to slip into the proper position and perform an effortless, powerful golf swing and feel like an expert before you know it. That concludes this lesson on setting your swing. See you in the next lesson, where we will discuss the crucial aspects of how to hit the ball. In this lesson, let's discuss some crucial aspects of how to hit the ball. It's important to master this lesson as best as possible, in order to impress all your friends on the golf course. This is also a critical lesson on helping you win the game. Okay, how to hit the ball. First, move your weight somewhat to the opposite side as you swing the club down. As you cut the club down, your weight ought to marginally move toward the heading you're swinging. Your predominant elbow should go in front of your dominant hip, yet you should keep your body focused towards the ball. Keep your wrists pivoted like they were when you began to cut the club down, to prevent tossing the club's weight from the top. Fix your side facing the target as you reach the ball. As you reach the ball, your hips should keep turning so that your body is straight on the side where you are aiming. Your head ought to stay behind the ball as you reach, and your prevailing wrist ought to be bent. At this point, your weight is generally shifted to your non-prevailing side, or the side that your target is on. Broaden both your arms completely for the finish. Try not to stop your swing after you reach the ball. Bring your arms and the club up with the goal that they're practically parallel to the ground toward your target. Since you're curving your hips in the swing, your arms should move inside and back toward your body. Your predominant knee should kick towards the straight knee during the last shifting of your weight, shutting the space between your legs. A legitimate finish stops with the club head underneath the degree of your hands, indicating you've kept up control in your arms and wrists, and the toe of the club head is facing up toward the sky. Let's talk some more about the anatomy of hitting a golf ball correctly. To be able to slice a golf ball, impart a left-to-right ball flight for the right-handed golfer, you need to strike the golf ball in ways that will cause a clockwise rotation of your ball. The greater dramatic the rotation, the better dramatic or worse the golf slice. For the context of this lesson, I will speak from the right-handed golfer's swing and perspective. When defining the golf slice, there is a handful of basic characteristics for the ball flight. First, you have the slice that initially may begin on the target line then move offline within a left-to-right movement. This type of slice informs us the swing path was traveling along the intended target line, but at impact the club face was left open and did not get back to a square position at impact. Usually this sort of golf slice doesn't produce a sever of left-to-right movement of your golf ball, considering that the swing path itself had not been cutting all over the ball inside and outside to inside manner. This sort of slicing of the golf ball is a lot more easily cured, and will usually be performed so with a little bit of work on the golfer's alignment and setup, or grip. The next form of golf slice is the one that plagues nearly all beginning and high-handicap golfers. This is basically the type of slice that creates the banana ball form of flight, and it is very frustrating and uncontrollable. The features of this sort of slice for the golfer would be the ball will initially start left of the target line, indicating that the swing path is incorrect starting from the get-go. As soon as the ball immediately begins left from the target line, that notifies you that your particular swing path has come from the outside on the inside. Now, having done that with your swing, doesn't necessarily guarantee that you might slice the golf ball. Nevertheless, You sure made less difficult for the slice to happen. Now combine the outer to inside swing path by having an open club face at impact, and now you have a golf shot that starts as and left the double whammy of a slicing swing path all over the golf ball, along with an open club face. Using these two laws of physics, choosing you possess just produced one beautiful slice. One which simply a proud parent could love. You understand the one I'm discussing. The ball that travels 300 yards total distance, but only about 220 yards further on the course, if you can believe it, is all. In order to correct this, as their basic swing is flawed and should be corrected, a golfer that is plagued using this type of golf slice will probably require a great deal more work. But, it's important to understand what it is with your golf swing along with your golf swing mechanics which makes the ball do exactly what it does. Once you know the rules of ball flight, you'll be in a position to understand what exactly it is with your swing that is certainly producing the flight of the ball you are seeing, and thus you may quicker address and adapt to ensure success. Okay, that's it for this lesson on hitting the ball. See you in the next lesson, where we'll talk about where to obtain the equipment that you will require. After all, the right golf equipment can make you a better player. So, talk to you soon. Okay, let's talk about this golf equipment topic in detail, because after all, the right golf club can make you a better golfer. Let's gear up properly for golf. Like any other sports, golf requires that you are geared up correctly to be able to properly play the game. In this lesson, I will give you an idea of basic golf equipment one requires to be able to learn and play golf. An important piece of golf equipment is a golf club or golf driver. Golf drivers come in different varieties. This is because a golf course has different landscapes and different golf clubs are required to make the proper drive. Depending on the landscape, either sand, grass or cement, a golf club is essential to make the perfect drive. Professional golfers usually have a bag or two of golf clubs to cater to their golf needs. Most golf stores and sports equipment stores sell golf clubs. Some golf clubs are sold in sets while others are sold individually. As a beginner, you should just focus on getting the base number of clubs you need. You're permitted to convey up to 14 clubs in your pack, yet you just truly need a driver, putter, sand wedge, 6-iron, 8-iron, pitching wedge, and a hybrid when beginning. You can rent clubs on the green, or discover racks of limited and utilized clubs at many outdoor supplies stores. You can also visit golfstoreblog.com for a great selection of featured golf clubs that you can purchase online. One advantage of purchasing online is that with just a few clicks, you'll be ready to head out to the golf course. If you have not ever played golf in past, consider going with somebody who will let you utilize their clubs, or rent clubs at the green, or setting off to a driving range to evaluate various clubs before getting ready to purchase your own set. Next, you are going to need to get some tees and balls. Tees are truly clear. They resemble a splendidly shaded wooden or plastic nail that you set your ball on before hitting it. For balls, there is a scope of value and costs to browse. The basic golf equipment is a golf ball. Golf balls are dimpled tiny balls, used to play golf. They are dimpled to reach farther length when driven by golf clubs. If by chance, you've never played, purchase modest balls that cost around $20 per dozen. For a great selection of everything you need for golf, including golf clubs, golf clothes, golf balls and more, be sure to visit our network store golfstoreblog.com. I'm sure you'll find just what you need over there, and there's also the added bonus of being able to purchase online at golfstoreblog.com. It's worth noting that you will lose balls when you're first beginning, so purchase the low-cost brands when you are starting out. As you improve, you may become interested in more aerodynamic brands in future, even if they are a bit more expensive. Anyway, for now, beginners should note that some greens give balls to you to play with. Discover early if a fairway does this by calling the course office. Put resources into some golf gloves in a pack. Golf gloves are significant in light of the fact that you can begin getting rankles on your hands from only a couple of strokes. They likewise assist you with keeping a firm hold on your club regardless of whether you're perspiring. Go to an outdoor supplies store to take a stab at gloves and discover ones that fit you. And once again, you'll find a great selection of golf gloves at golfstoreblog.com. For a pack, any solid bag that holds your clubs, balls, raincoat, and water will work. Look at second-hand shops, yard deals, or utilized rigging sites online to locate a decent arrangement on a golf bag. Or once again check out golfstoreblog.com, where you may be surprised to find new bags at maybe even better prices than used. To protect your golf equipment, such as your golf club, a golf bag golf club cover is essential. A golf bag will, of course, Hold your golf club in one place and will make it easier for your caddy to bring your many golf clubs. Golf bags can also hold golf balls and other golf equipment like water bottle to quench your thirst while under the sun, or extra shirt or your regular shoes. On the other hand, a golf club cover covers the edge of your golf club. This is done so to protect your golf club from unwanted scratches and dents. Dents can cause your drive to go from okay to bad. Dents in golf clubs can affect the drive of your golf ball. With these golf equipment, you can take care of the state of your club and your game. Another important golf equipment that you need to invest on is a good pair of golf shoes. Golf shoes are different from usual rubber shoes or walking shoes. Golf shoes are created to walk on greens, the type where the sport is played. Golf shoes usually have pointed rubber under the soles to grip the earth and sand under your feet. This way, unnecessary shaking or moving is avoided. This is important because shaking can cause you to not hit the golf ball or to hit the golf ball in the wrong direction. If you plan to play professional golf, a good pair of golf shoes is a necessary golf equipment to add up to your list. Choose one that is sturdy yet comfortable enough for you to walk into. Golf is a sport that requires walking from one hole to another or to where your ball landed. You cannot use golf carts on the greens, and thus, if your golf shoes are uncomfortable, you would have a hard time concentrating on your game. And yep, you guessed it, you'll also find some great deals on golf shoes at golfstoreblog.com available for online purchase, so you can get what you need fast, and then focus on more important things like your next tee off. Speaking of tee off, a golf equipment often provided by most golf courses is the tee. The tee is the tiny pin-like thing that you punch to the ground to stand your ball into. The tee is used in teeing off, the start of your first drive, thus the name. The most amazing golf equipment is the golf cart. Golf carts can take you from one hole to the other, though they are not allowed on the greens. However, they still lessen the burden of having to walk under the hot sun. This golf equipment can be acquired from golf courses. Golf players often use golf carts to give themselves a better and easier time playing the sport. Alternatively, if you prefer to exercise and walk, then you are probably looking for a lightweight golf push cart, which you'll also find at golfstoreblog.com. Welcome to this lesson on golf clubs. Since golf clubs are the most important equipment you'll be taking to the course with you, let's spend a bit more time on it here. A golf club is used to hit a golf ball in a round of golf. Each club is made out of a pole with a grasp and a club head. Woods are usually used for long separation fairway or tee shots. The most adaptable class are irons, which are utilized for an assortment of shots. Hybrids that join components of woods and irons are becoming progressively well known, and putters are used chiefly on the green to roll the ball into the hole. A standard set comprises of 14 golf clubs, and there are also customary blends sold at retail as coordinated sets. Players are allowed to utilize any mix of 14 or less clubs. Okay, let's talk about golf clubs variations. A significant variation in golf clubs types is the angle between club's face and vertical plane, also called loft. This is the essential determinant of the rising direction of the golf ball, with the extraneous point of the club head swing arc in effect being a secondary and moderately minor thought. However, these little changes in swing angle can affect release angle when using low-lofted clubs. Whether you understand your course's greens like the rear of your hand, or you're just starting playing golf, the right golf clubs are very important to increase both your effectiveness as well as your enjoyment from the game. Getting a good list of clubs doesn't ought to hurt your wallet, even though contrary to what many newcomers believe. Golf clubs might be a great investment, but buying them doesn't need to be a frightening prospect. What follows now are great tips to help you get started with the fundamentals. You don't need a whole pair of 14 golf clubs if you're new to golf. Actually, you may make do with 7 clubs, 3 woods, 2 irons, a wedge, as well as a putter. Some instructors advise beginners to forego a driver altogether, and instead work with a 3-wood hitting off the tee. A 3-wood, put together with a 7-wood and 9-wood, are enough to get you started. A 5-iron along with a 7-iron are mid-irons that may help you within your approach. With regards to wedges, you'll want to complement a sand wedge which will help stop you from digging in when you're hitting from the bunker. You'll also, of course, need to have a putter that may help you place the ball into the hole. What about pre-owned golf clubs? If you aren't prepared to make a big investment in clubs, you could consider buying used golf clubs, when you know you're going to stick with the game. Pre-owned golf clubs can provide the entire set you need to refine your game, and are a cost-effective alternative to a new pair of clubs. For example, Callaway offers certified, pre-owned clubs. The certification ensures the club's authenticity and therefore the clubs have passed an extensive inspection from heads and shafts, and grips, and also verification of the technical specifications of your clubs. Certified clubs feature a limited warranty, typically. Another option is to visit golfstoreblog.com, where you may find new golf clubs at such an amazing price, maybe even less than pre-owned elsewhere. So it probably makes better sense to just get new golf clubs, especially if they cost less than pre-owned. Okay, are you ready to make the leap? Once you're focused on golf and are seriously concentrating on refining your game, you're ready to invest in a whole new list of golf clubs. You have several options, ranging from ready-made sets by brand names like TaylorMade and Callaway to personalized clubs which will satisfy your specific game. It's worth your while to check out which brand of clubs work good for you, and be sure that you select the best mix of irons, woods and wedges and putters that will enable you to play your greatest game. As always, you'll find a great selection at golfstoreblog.com. How about being greater than clubs? Naturally, an excellent round of golf involves more than clubs. You additionally have to have the right golf and shoes accessories to try out as your very best. Because of the internet, you will no longer depend upon your course's pro shop or big box sporting goods stores to discover everything from golf shoes to golf apparel. It's also a straightforward process to get golf clubs online. Best of all, you could buy each of the equipment you require at a tiny part of retail prices. As a beginner golfer, it's never too early to invest in the golf clubs and golf accessories which are great for regular amounts of play and dedication to the sport. I hope this lesson on golf clubs has been useful to you. You can find golf clubs at your local sporting store, or online as well. For shopping online, visit Golfer Day's network partner, golfstoreblog.com, where we are certain you'll find great value in the golf clubs available at outstanding prices from the world's top suppliers. That concludes this lesson on golf clubs. See you in the next lesson. Thank you. Golfing tips that the average person can try out. Perhaps golf is the perfect hobby for you. Golf provides fresh air and a wonderful source of entertainment with friends. Golf works out more than your body, it works out your brain too. You will soon find this sport is your favorite way to spend your free time if you follow the simple suggestions outlined in this course. Don't bother renting yourself a golf cart, walk instead. This turns your golf outing into an exercise outing, as well, which will do wonders for your health if you golf every week. It also helps you keep your large muscle groups warm and ready for your next shot. There is an exercise utilizing your toes that could point out issues in the way you are standing while playing golf. You should be able to wiggle your toes easily. If you can't do so, you're leaning too far forward. Proper posture is incredibly important when swinging. To find the right posture, try gently leaning back until your feet feel comfortable and aligned. Try wiggling your toes to double-check your golfing posture. If this action causes your feet to shift significantly, then you are not properly balanced over the ball. You should be able to lean toward the ball, with your feet able to move just a small amount. If your feet move too much, you are not doing it correctly. Each of your golf clubs will have its own sweet spot, a spot where, if you strike the ball with a great swing, you will get nearly perfect accuracy. Instead of practicing with only one club, you should try each one to discover the best way to hit that sweet spot. Remember that this shot is the only one that matters right now. Don't allow the success or failure of previous shots or looming hazards distract you. Dwelling on past mistakes will only beget more of them, so let them go and move on. Stand so that your left hand is in front of the ball when preparing to putt. Putt the ball, keeping your hands steadily in this position as you follow through. This will stop the ball from leaping off your club when you hit it and keep your club in proper position. Try to focus on the speed that you hit the golf ball when you are going for a long putt. Try to hit a target in between your current location and the hole, rather than trying to get the ball in the hole using only one shot. This will help you to moderate the speed and direction of your putt, preventing a painful overshot or too short of a shot. Enhance your own skills by observing those of stronger golfers. A golfing buddy or peer can be an improvement for your game on several different levels. There is no need to find a professional player to learn some new techniques from someone better than you. Not only should playing along with a better golfer help encourage you to put forth more effort, you can also glean ideas relative to strategy, composure, and swing technique. Make sure you stretch and stay hydrated. Pay attention to your physical health if you want to play a better game of golf. A powerful golf swing requires you to use your abdominal, back and leg muscles, but the finesse of the swing comes from the movement of your wrist. Instead of thinking that you need to power through the swing using the muscles of your arms, allow your momentum from your lower core to whip the club through the ball. Be sure that your feet are lined up correctly. You can truly improve your game and swing by doing this simple thing. Put your feet at a 90-degree angle to the line along which you intend the ball to fly. A simple method for checking your foot alignments is to move the club back against your toes. The outer edge of club indicates the direction that you will hit the ball. To better your skills, stand in the proper position. Your stance is the #1 determinant of ball flight distance. Slouching during your shot will ensure that your ball doesn't go very far at all. Do not assume a golfing stance that feels unnatural to you. Work on addressing without holding a club. Stand bent a little at the waist, with flexed knees, and have your arms dropped in front of yourself naturally. Then, put your hands together, palms facing inward, and hold that pose. This is all you need to do to assume a position that is natural. If you are not feeling right at that position, you are doing too much. While standing between 3 and 5 feet in back of the golf ball, focus on the spot where you want it to land. While doing this, you will also want to take into consideration conditions, such as the direction and force of any present wind. The more time you take to think out your shot, the better your aim will be. That way, when you're ready to line up your shot and go for it, you'll have a better swing. Fashion a workaround instead of constantly trying to overcome this perpetual stumbling block in your way. You might find that the problem works to your advantage, or that others view it as a personal quirk that you engage in while playing. Before you hit the ball, take a deep, cleansing breath. Use as much time as you need to calm yourself down and sharpen your focus on the ball. Take your time to visualize the trajectory of your ball before you swing. A good breathing regimen will help you relax. As described in this lesson, golf is a great sport to get both physical and mental exercise while hanging out with friends outdoors. So, if you are looking forward to taking up an engaging new sport, look no further. These easy tips will help you start playing golf and be on your way to a happier, healthier you. Simple solutions to help improve your golf game. Golf is a really fun and great recreational sport to play. If you are looking to improve your golf game, the advice in this lesson should give you a good starting point. A helpful tip when it comes to golf is to walk, instead of renting a golf cart. This will be a big boost to your overall health due to the increased exercise you will receive. By walking, you'll also keep your body limber and your muscles warmed up. There is an exercise utilizing your toes that could point out issues in the way you are standing while playing golf. If you are leaning in too far over the ball, you will have difficulty wiggling your toes. In order to gain a good posture, golfers can use their feet to judge and lean back. Every club contains a sweet spot, which is where the face will strike the ball with greatest accuracy. You may need to experiment with your clubs in order to find your sweet spot. Furthermore, when you make this contact, your club should be at the top speed. While putting, use your left hand to guide the ball by making sure it is slightly in front of the ball. Attempt to maintain that position for the duration of your swing. You will then be able to hold the position of your golf club and stop the ball from going off the front of the club. When preparing for a long putt, it is important to focus on the speed of your swing and the velocity of the ball itself. Try to hit a target in between your current location and the hole, rather than trying to get the ball in the hole using only one shot. Doing so boosts your chances of getting a second shorter putt by making sure your first one isn't overly long or short. If possible, play with golfers who are better at the game than you are, and study their techniques. You can benefit from the experience of your fellow golfers in more ways than one. Working with a professional isn't the only way to learn from him. Not only should playing along with a better golfer help encourage you to put forth more effort, you can also glean ideas relative to strategy, composure, and swing technique. When buying a golf club, you should get one that is custom fitted for you. Every golfer is different in body structure, height and weight, and a club that will work for one doesn't necessarily mean it will work for another. Getting the perfect club for you is half of the battle, the rest is just learning to use it properly. When you are squared into position to take a swing at the ball, try to give your hips a swing as you move, so that you are distributing your body weight from your back foot onto your front foot. Your swing will be more powerful and the ball will go further. Playing with golfers of your level is good for your confidence. Another way to keep a positive outlook on your game is to start out playing easier courses. Playing on difficult courses against elite players will crush your spirit and enthusiasm. Be certain that when you hit the ball, the club's face is square against the ball. Doing this will give you the best opportunity for a straight shot. When you square up incorrectly and strike a drive, the ball will drift in various directions, growing further off target the more distance it has to cover. In order to best achieve a consistent ball striking technique, you simply must practice until you have it down. If you keep hitting too far to the right, watch how your body moves while you swing. Often, your body automatically moves left during the swing, causing you to shoot further to the right than you wanted to. Try to keep focused on releasing your hands to the ball faster. Being able to consistently release your hands quickly will do wonders for the accuracy of your shot. In order to always have fun golfing, you must keep your motivation to practice often. This makes you want to play more often. Golf is a game that continues to offer learning opportunities. Talk with and observe experienced players, and spend as much time as you comfortably can practicing. Your game will soon improve. Prior to striking the ball, allow yourself a deep breath that cleanses your mind. This will calm you down and help you focus on addressing the ball. Don't be afraid to take all the time you need in order to visualize exactly where you want your golf ball to land before you take your swing. Take deep breaths to eliminate any tension in your swing. A time-tested adage for golfers is always keep your eye on that ball. This is a rule you'll hear repeated when you play many different sports, but it's of utmost importance when playing golf. It follows that you should keep your head down and lock your eyes on the ball while swinging. Flexible, limber and strong arms are essential to good golf swings. Work out, stretch, relax, and massage when you can. A good massage will make your body more flexible, and help you improve your golf swing. Practicing yoga is also helpful in limbering the torso and arms for a good, smooth swing. If you are one of those early bird golfers who likes to hit the course amid the morning dew, you should never wear sneaker-style shoes. While many brands offer waterproofing for these shoes, many will soak through in wet grass. If you're limited to when, where, or how often you get the opportunity to practice, spend more focus on improving your short game. Focus on your chipping and putting abilities. Developing these skills will have a large effect on your overall game. If you find yourself with a few more hours, then begin incorporating wedge practice and 7-iron shots. With the information you just learned in this lesson, you should already have ideas in your head about how you want to change your golfing strategy up. Make it your goal not just to learn as much as you can, but to apply what you learn to your game. Your opponents will undoubtedly be impressed. Advice on how to play golf successfully. You need to be able to focus to succeed at many life goals. Golf is the activity that needs these to the utmost. Any minor twitch or meandering thought has the potential to ruin your game. While this skill is especially challenging, the challenge is what makes golf so appealing. These tips about golfing can help you become a better golfer. A great way to get more exercise out on the course is to forego the electric cart and instead opt to walk. This helps you get much more exercise so that you can improve your health. Walking also keeps you loose and warms up your muscles. One can find possible problems with their golfing stance by using a simple exercise involving wiggling their toes. If it is too difficult to prepare a swing while moving the toes around, it means the golfer is too far in leaning towards the ball. Golfers should lean back until they feel some play in their feet to get proper posture. Wiggling your toes helps you figure out the correct posture as you are getting ready to swing the club. If you can move your feet freely, then you are most likely leaning too far away from the golf ball. You want to lean toward the ball enough that your feet have some movement ability, but cannot move too much. Don't take yourself, or the game of golf, too seriously. Mistakes will happen and you need to have the ability to laugh about them or about yourself, and this will lead to you relaxing, which will help you overcome the mistakes. Examine your club to find its center or sweet spot. No matter what brand of golf club you own, it should have this spot. When you strike the ball using the direct center of the club head, you can gain incredible drive length and precision. Work with each of your clubs to find this sweet spot. Once you do, contact the ball with the club's sweet spot right at the end of your downswing. Speed is a critical factor when you are trying to make a long-distance putt. Try to hit a target in between your current location and the hole, rather than trying to get the ball in the hole using only one shot. Doing so boosts your chances of getting a second shorter putt by making sure your first one isn't overly long or short. All of your muscles, in particular trunk and legs, need to be involved in order to achieve a powerful swing. Draw your power from your leg muscles pushing the ground away, and swing yourself like a whip when you swing. You probably want to bring a nice healthy snack to fuel your body and mind while you're on the course. You may find yourself exhausted after playing for a while. Golf is not only physically taxing, but takes a lot of concentration to play well. Any snack with high amounts of protein and sufficient calories not only keeps you more mentally alert, but also wards off any approaching muscle tiredness. When you stay mentally and physically alert, you can make it through the whole course much more easily. Don't try to assume unnatural stances. Practice your stance without using the golf club. Start by flexing your knees, maintain a slight waist bend and then let your arms hang naturally out in front of your body. Clasp your hands and hold them together. This is what a natural position is, so if you don't feel comfortable with it, you are most likely overcompensating the position. Contrary to what some people say, keep the same ball positioning for all your shots. This will help to improve the consistency of your game. If you need more loft, you can try bringing your back foot forward while keeping the same ball position. This helps you with proper club selection, regardless of where you find yourself on the fairway. Always try to have fun while playing golf so you will remain motivated to work on your game and play. Practicing and finding advice and help from experienced players can help you get better quickly. Prior to your swing, inhale and exhale slowly in order to stay centered. This will eliminate stress and help you concentrate on hitting the ball. Take time to imagine where you desire the ball to be, then take a swing. Any tension you have will be removed through deep breaths. Maximize your ability to strike the ball forcefully by learning not to draw your club back too far on your backswing. When done in moderation, pulling back will help you hit further. However, if you go too far with pulling back the club, it messes up your stance, which can make you totally miss the ball or pull a muscle. Beginners should be aware of tee height. Your drives will suffer in efficiency if the height of your tee is improper. The golf ball should be placed so that it is slightly higher than the center of the club face. Whenever you are out on the course, make sure you keep your eyes and ears open so that you don't disrupt the flow. One of the most frustrating things to deal with on the course is the slow play of others. If your golf group is slow due to inexperience, it is best to wave the group behind you on through so they can move on ahead. A good grip is essential if you want a good golf swing. By having a solid grip, you put yourself in the best position to work the club in order to strike a wide variety of shots. The foundation of a good grip is the positioning of your top, non-dominant hand, as proper placement will increase your overall accuracy. Try out tips like the ones you've just learned in this lesson to help keep your game going as smoothly as possible. Employ what you've just learned here and you can continue to get better at golf, no matter how long you've been playing the game. In the next lesson, let's go for a ride on a golf cart. However, a note of caution: don't ride golf carts too often because walking will be much better for your health. Anyway, see you in the next lesson. Okay, here we are in the golf cart parking lot. We'll pick a cart out soon and go for a ride. But first, let's talk about some amazing golf tips that can improve your game. Golf is a popular recreational activity that anyone can enjoy, and it is enjoyed from one end of the globe to the other. Many would attest to the awesome feeling that one gets when spending a day playing golf in the great outdoors. You need to be willing to put in the work if you want to better your game. Doing this will allow you to zero in on the stance that helps you hit the ball most accurately. Your stance depends on your gender, size and height. Taking the time to perfect your stance will greatly lower your average score. For beginner golfers, learning to grip the club properly is key. Beginners often grip the club too hard, thinking that they will hit the ball further that way. Instead, make sure your grip is soft, but firm. Hold the club like you would hold a bird. Put your whole body behind your golf swing. Amateur golfers think the strength comes from their arms, but using just your arms makes for an awkward, weak swing. It's more efficient to gyrate your whole body to match the club's motion. You need to educate yourself on keeping score in golf when you are interested in playing, as it will help you out on the course. This is because your player ranking is based on your score. Each hit is a stroke. The number of strokes it takes to get your ball to the hole will determine what your score is for that hole. The intent is to do so in as little a number of strokes as you can. Be sure that your feet are lined up correctly. Doing this is perhaps the best way to improve your swing. You want your feet to be lined up perpendicular to the place you wish the ball to go. An easy way to check this is to put your club against your toes, so the end of the club is pointing in the direction the ball will travel. Take a small snack rich in proteins with you, such as nuts for instance. When played properly, golf can be both mentally and physically challenging. The extra protein and calories from your snack will keep your mind sharp and help fend off muscle fatigue, keeping you going all the way through 18 holes. Be sure you are using appropriate posture to maximize the impact of your golf swing. How you address the ball usually determines how far and where the ball will travel. If your slouch goes too far or even not far enough, then your ball isn't going to get a lot of distance from your shot. Getting your exercise is an important step in preparing for a day on the course, but you also need to prepare your mind. You need to temporarily forget about all of your other problems and single-mindedly concentrate on the game at hand. Practice swinging at the ball without a club. You can even practice this at home when you are beginning. Just simulate a golf swing without any additional equipment. This will help you be much better prepared when you are on the golf course. Do not assume a golfing stance that feels unnatural to you. Stand in position with flexed knees, bend a little at your waist and then let your arms naturally drop forward of you. Clasp your hands together, then maintain your hold. This is how your golf stance should be, and if you are not comfortable, then perhaps you are not positioning yourself properly. Move your hips quickly as you swing to shift your weight from back to front. This will give you a more powerful swing which lets you hit the ball farther. Stay between 3 and 5 feet behind the ball, looking at where you want to hit it to. On the golf course at this moment, you need to be mindful of wind and other current conditions. Thinking briefly before taking your swing will help you hit the ball in the right direction. Moving forward to hit the ball, you will have more control over where you want the ball to go. One key mental aspect of golf is to remember that the goal is to have fun. If you allow yourself to remain receptive to learning new methods and techniques, you should see improved results within a month or two. Take a deep breath before you swing at the golf ball. Doing this can calm you down a great deal and allow you to focus on the ball. Don't be afraid to take all the time you need in order to visualize exactly where you want your golf ball to land before you take your swing. Take deep breaths to eliminate any tension in your swing. Avoid becoming stiff as you step up to take your swing. Unfortunately, a lot of golfers tend to do this, and it really messes up their game. Allow your body to remain loose during the course of your swing, and you will hit a hard, accurate shot. Becoming a good golfer involves allowing your body to move freely with the club. If you have limited time in which to practice, it's best to focus on improving your short game. Putt and chipping skills should always be focused on. These skills will definitely pay off and help you feel more comfortable with a club. If your schedule is a bit more generous, you might consider beginning with wedge practice. Cap it all off by practicing your wedge shots. As was mentioned previously, the game of golf is a sport that is enjoyed around the world as a popular activity for recreation and relaxation. It is easy to learn the basics of golf, but hard to master the game itself. If you strive to become an excellent golfer, you must be willing to work hard and put in a good deal of effort. If you apply the advice from this lesson to your own golfing, your game will see great strides of improvement. Okay, let's grab one of these golf carts and go for a ride. I'll take that one over there. See you in the next lesson. Great golf tips for beginners. Looking for golf help? Try these solutions. Golf involves much more than hitting a ball in a small hole. You have to use your strength and accuracy to send the ball exactly where you want to. The tips in this lesson can help improve your technique in golf. Don't use a golf cart to go from one hole to another. Walk instead. Walking the course will drastically increase the level of exercise you get, which will turn your game into a really great method for improving your fitness level. Your joints and muscles will also be looser and stay warm if you walk. Make sure that you are holding the club correctly when you are a beginner. The most common problem when trying to hit the ball far is they tend to have a hard grip on the club. A firm, yet soft, grip works better. Hold your club as if it were a bird. Put your entire body into your swing to give it force. Beginners often mistakenly think that arms provide the power in the stroke, but using the arms alone makes for a clumsy, weak swing. You'll be more effective if you use your entire body. Each one of your clubs has the ideal spot from which optimal shots can be produced. This is known as the sweet spot. You may need to experiment with your clubs in order to find your sweet spot. Furthermore, when you make this contact, your club should be at the top speed. Address the ball by having your left hand in front of it when you putt. Don't let this position slip during your stroke. You will then be able to hold the position of your golf club and stop the ball from going off the front of the club. For long putts, concentrate on hitting the ball with the correct speed. Don't shoot for the hole, shoot for a target just short of the hole. This strategy will likely shorten the distance required of your second putt. You may want to bring nuts or other high-protein food items with you when you play. When played properly, golf can be both mentally and physically challenging. Your mind will be alert and your muscles will not get too tired during the 18 holes, thanks to the energy and protein from the snack. Line the ball up with the heel of your forward foot when driving. If you are going to swing, the ball should be placed between your feet. The only exception to this generalization is when your ball is on an incline. If you are considering purchases used golf clubs, always make sure to examine the head of the clubs. If there is a shiny, worn spot on the club, it means it's been used too much. This is not good because the club head will not hold the ball as well. Sometimes the best strategy is to work around the problem, rather than try to change it directly. You might find that the problem works to your advantage or that others view it as a personal quirk that you engage in while playing. A shot that ends up to the right can be caused by your body sliding left while you swing. As you take your downswing, release your hands to the ball a little faster. If you are able to release your hands quickly, you should notice improvements in your overall accuracy. Breathe in deeply before hitting the ball. This will help you concentrate on what you are doing and calm you down. Use as much time as you can to figure out what direction you need your ball to go in, and then swing. Any tension you have will be removed through deep breaths. It sounds cliché, but don't take your eye off the ball. This saying is applicable to a wide range of sports, but none more so than golf. So, keep your head downwards with your eyes squarely focused on your ball during your swinging motion. When playing golf, keep in mind you need to practice proper etiquette, and that includes speeding up your pace of play when you are going slow. Excessively slow play is extremely rude to the players behind you. If your group is the slower group, then show some common courtesy by allowing smaller, faster groups to play through. Interestingly, hitting the miniature golf course can improve your game on the full-size golf course. Navigating the obstacles that miniature golf courses use can help you learn to putt much more effectively over time. The fun of putting around hills and through windmills may seem like just an amusing way to spend an afternoon, but it can very well turn into successful putting on a real golf course. The fact that you play with the right set is the only thing of importance. Just think, 100 years ago, people only used wooden gloves to play. Is titanium really worth a few $100 extra to you? A lot of people go straight to the course, but you should always make time to warm up on the driving range. By adopting this strategy, you can get warmed up and dialed in before beginning the front nine. You'll have to be able to tell the difference between the golf clubs if you want to be a good golfer. If you are knowledgeable about the appropriate time to use each one, like irons, wedges, putters and woods, you will be able to improve your game considerably. Using a wrong club for a wrong situation can be very bad. Practicing a lot helps you avoid the common mistake of slicing. Slicing is caused by the club hitting the ball incorrectly, which makes it curve to the right. Your shoulders, hips and knees should be parallel to the line of the target. Use your arms during the downswing, not your body. The art of golf is one that can be enjoyed by everyone, but only those very serious into it will try to perfect their perfect swing every chance that they get. With the tips you just heard, you can beef up your game, and learn what is necessary to become highly skilled at the game of golf. Great golf tips to build up your skills. Golf has been a beloved pastime dating back to the early 1400s. Over years the sport has really evolved, yet it is still relaxing and a great leisure sport. This lesson will provide you with some interesting insight into how to better your golf game. Don't take golf too seriously, remember that it's a game. Everyone makes mistakes and the ability to laugh at them will help you to learn from your flubs and relax while you play. Each golf club in existence has its own sweet spot. When you hit your ball squarely with the sweet spot on the face of the club, your ball takes off with perfect accuracy. Get familiar with each club's sweet spot. When you practice, experiment with each of your clubs to find this spot. Hit the ball with the sweet spot as you swing your club down. Always stay focused on the next shot. Don't let other players or even your own good or bad shots affect the next one you take. Dwelling on past errors will just cause you to make more errors, so just focus on the present. When getting ready to putt, look down and make sure your left hand is set a little forward of the ball before you strike it. Attempt to maintain the position for the duration of your swing. This will allow you to firmly grasp the club during the stroke and keep the ball from skipping off the club's face at contact. If you wish to swing more powerfully, use the muscles throughout your body. The legs and your trunk are important to focus on. While progressing through with a swing, picture your body being a whip, then push your legs against the dirt below your feet, giving them power to assist in the swing. If you want to up your golf game, then make certain your posture is proper. Your posture plays a big role in determining how far you can drive. If you are leaning too far forward or not far enough, your swing distance will be dramatically reduced. If you are mentally prepared, it can be very important, just as crucial as being in shape when you are golfing. Dismiss your other mental problems so you can keep your mind on your game. Buying a golf club is an investment, so consider having it custom fitted to you. Every person has a different weight, height and body structure, so a golf club that works exceptionally well for one player may be difficult for another player to use. By ensuring that you have a set that fits your body, you have a much better chance to develop a solid swing. Always thoroughly inspect the club head before purchasing any used golf club. An overused club will have a shiny spot on the head. This isn't going to help your game because the club will slap your ball, rather than hit it. As a beginner golfer, be sure to take note of your tee's height. Your tee height can greatly affect the distance and direction of your drives. The ball needs to be a little above the midpoint of the club's face. Make sure you stay loose for your swing. This is a common mistake that will impact your game. You need to be limber and relaxed as you take your stance. This will let your muscles work towards an accurate and powerful swing. Pay attention to how stiff you are, and find a way to relax. When buying golf shoes, choose a size that is one size larger than your normal shoes. Buying a size too large will give your feet room to expand after a long day of walking on the course. Don't be fooled by shoes that comfortably fit you at the store, because after a few walks around the course they might not be so comfortable. You cannot swing properly without having a good grip on your club. If you have a correct grip, you will be able to hit every kind of shot. Perfecting the grip of your glove hand is especially important since it opens the door to much better shots. Play miniature golf to help you with your golf game. If you practice these putting obstacles, you can actually improve your short game tremendously. While your favorite golf course is unlikely to be dotted with windmills and waterfalls, you will nonetheless find that your putting skills will be just as effective there. Try to maintain a consistent practice routine with your swing, and if possible, use a golf simulator. Improving your swing will help your overall game to improve. Practice your swinging. The value of practice cannot be overestimated. Just a few practice drives at the range can improve your game, so head there for 5 or 10 minutes before beginning a round. Those few extra shots will get you warmed up and ready to play. Anyone who wants to develop mastery at golf needs to learn how the types of clubs differ. If you are knowledgeable about the appropriate time to use each one, like irons, wedges, putters and woods, you will be able to improve your game considerably. Using a wrong club for a wrong situation can be very bad. Dedicate some time to familiarizing yourself with a course new to you prior to teeing off for the first time. You can avoid unwanted penalty strokes and wasted shots by finding out the lurking dangers of the course you are playing on. Do so with use of a scorecard map or asking players experienced with that particular course. Always let your fellow players know what brand and ball number you are using prior to teeing off on the first hole. By knowing which ball is yours eliminates the chance that someone mistakenly hits the wrong ball. If you hit a ball into the bunker, tidy up. Whenever you hit from the sand trap, be sure to take the time to rake the spot once you are finished. Because divots and footprints create bad lies for subsequent players, failing to remove them after your shot is a terrible breach of golf etiquette. It doesn't take long to use the rake, after you shoot your ball. The golfers who land in that sand trap after you will appreciate having a good line. Golf is popular for many reasons. Just apply it to your game. I hope you enjoy these tips. Talk to you in next lesson where we'll go into more detail on proper golf etiquette and how to add some finesse to your game. Hello, welcome to this lesson on playing golf with style. In this lesson, you'll learn all about proper golf etiquette that every beginner golfer should know about. Firstly, remember to stay aware of your gathering. While you don't have to rush your shots or run to your ball, it is critical to be prepared to hit when it's your turn. Realize when it's your turn, and limit your practice swings to 1 or 2 preceding hitting your ball. Golf is a social game, so talking with others in your gathering is normal, however not when somebody is going to take a shot. An excessive amount of talking during a shot can divert the individual and make them miss. Then they'll just get annoyed at you. So remember, be social, but don't overdo it. Another tip is to shout forward. If there's an opportunity your ball will hit somebody. This is significant when you're beginning, in light of the fact that your shots may not always go where intended. Do not delay to shout. The minute you see your ball making a beeline for an individual, holler forward as loud as you can, so they gaze upward and escape the path of the ball. A flying golf ball can genuinely harm an individual on the off chance that it hits them. So yelling forward is just common courtesy, and to ensure that your golfing is not endangering others. Also, stay out of the way of shots. At the point when somebody is going to make a shot, remain off to the side a few yards away and somewhat behind them so as not to divert them. Try not to stand or stroll between an individual taking a shot and their target. Stay cautious of different players not in your gathering who are utilizing the course. Sometimes balls from different players will travel onto your hole. Don't contact the ball and enable the individual to come get their ball themselves. Search for a lost ball for just 5 minutes. On the off chance that you can't discover a ball, go through just around 5 minutes scanning for it. From that point onward, take a one-stroke punishment and do another shot from the area you shot from. To do this shot, remain as close to where you were and drop the ball by holding it out at shoulder's length and dropping it to the ground. If you lose your ball from start, simply take the penalty stroke and come back to your tee to make the shot once more. Okay, let's discuss some more important tips on golf etiquette. Sometimes golfers let themselves go, plus they don't adhere to the basic rules as we've discussed. Golf etiquette is among the most significant aspects of the game. There are a few items that golfers manage to ignore. Remember, be quiet while others are hitting. Don't hit up on other golfers. Also, rake the sand after your shot. Fix your ball mark or divot on the green, fairway and tee box. And remember to also tally your scores at the next tee box and not the green. After your shot, you must fix your divot, and in case you broke your tee, then throw it away. Don't just leave her in the tee box. Tee boxes get chewed up quick, so each player must hold their own. If you end up inside a sand trap, you need to rake the sand after your shot to allow other golfers to have a better chance. Even after that, once you show up with your ball in the fairway, again you should fix your divot, and wait for a players in front of you. Once in the green, one thing you should do is follow the journey to discover where your ball landed. There are many rules on the golf course which are not enforced by penalties. These rules are that relating to etiquette and respect for other golfers. They are mainly set up for safety and fairness. The game is simply part skill and decision. The real key to having the very best golf experience begins with the right etiquette. There exists nothing that ruins a game of golf like being embarrassed by not being totally sure of the rules. There are a few simple rules to follow along with that can be sure you look professional the full time you might be about the course. For example, you typically look smart by stretching ahead of the first hole. Every athlete is aware that he needs to warm up. The easiest way to start is to take advantage of the practice green that may be usually located near to the clubhouse. This green consists of about 6 to 8 holes you could putt to. You can use your 9-iron or pitching wedge in the practice green to warm up your chipping capability if you feel confident enough. In case your ball should land in heavy grass, take a quick scan to discover your ball. The limit to discover a ball is a few minutes and must simply be exercised in the event you let a waiting party play through. As mentioned previously, any divots that are made must be replaced by the missing grass and even some sand from the bucket in the cart. By repairing your divot, you are repairing the green and keeping it in great condition for those other golfers. If every golfer just does their own personal clear, it is going to put the course in better condition. When reaching the green, the pin should remain until all people have also gotten in the green. The furthest from the hole putts until he or she is not the furthest, as well as ball that is potentially from the putter's path needs to be substituted with a marker. Also, it is considered rude to walk inside the path of some other golfer's putt since it may alter the path of the putt. You should also be familiar with your shadow while another golfer is putting. Make sure that your shadow will not fall inside the path of your putt as it is distracting. These important rules of golf etiquette goes quite a distance when everyone follows them properly, including beginner golfers. Following these simple rules is an easy way to make certain you may not look foolish in the golf course. Golf is a very common type of business meeting which could be costly without proper etiquette. For beginners especially, skill is not really as essential as etiquette in a sport like golf. Practice manners just like you would skill and you will exude the appearance of a true professional. Also, no lesson on style would be complete if we didn't at least mention the golfer's wardrobe. Golf clothes can give you a unique and distinctive look, and you'll find a great selection at golfstoreblog.com. Okay, that concludes this lesson on how to play with style. In the next lesson, we'll discuss some final steps for winning. How to putt effectively. See you then. In this lesson, let's talk about the final steps required for winning at golf. This is known as putting. Putting is a golf stroke used with a club called a putter when you are on or just off the green. Even as a beginner, it's best to take your putting seriously, as roughly half the strokes you play in a round of golf are likely to be on the putting green. However good you will be at chipping, pitching and driving, when your putting is not really as much as standard, you will have difficulty getting to the next stage. A famous quote in golf goes like this: "Drive for show. Putt for dough." This says all of it. That is why it really is quite incredible that putting is just not often concentrated on even by advanced golfers. Fortunately, In this course, we're going to set you off in the right direction by helping you learn how to putt effectively right from the start. Let's start by finding the right putter, even before you are out on the golf course. Just about the most important items that one could own is a putter. Being a golfer, knowing the way you use a putter has numerous advantages. What kind of putter you end up picking is utterly under your control. Putters are normally chosen in relation to an individual preference. You could possibly pick a putter depending on its style, its weight, its look, or its technology. There are some guidelines that will help you in purchasing a putter. Let's discuss the fundamental kinds of putters. Putter blades are generally narrow and flat. Available today, there are various putters which are widely loved by low-to-handicap players. This is caused by the enhanced feel of your putters. The blade of each putter entered more in between in comparison to other types. A blade putter provides excess weight from the heel and toe of the putter to enhance forgiveness on off-center hits. Blade-style putters give you a thin top line to look at while you are within the ball. A perimeter-weighted putter design is a forgiving design. The perimeter-weighted design distributes the body weight around the edges of the club head, consequently making a larger sweet spot that helps stabilize any slight mishaps. Mallet putters include a large, round club head. The extra weight of those mallet putters is usually balanced through the head for a more consistent putting stroke. For insert putters, an insert was created with composite inserts. These insert putters provide a great feel in the putt, and also a highly and effortless roll. Check out golfstoreblog.com for a great selection of putters that you can take with you for your next golf match. Okay, let's begin with strategies for setup. To start with, I'd like to say that there is not any one correct putting grip, posture, or stroke. You will find wide variations. As you gain experience, in case your approach is different, don't worry, a number of the top golfers have different putting actions. These are generally basic tips that can be put on most techniques to assist in improving your game. A perfect putting stroke should strike the ball on the up. To get this done, the ball should be placed opposite the left heel. For any right-hander, this results in the ball being hit about the up and top spin is generated. With regards to setup, the hands must be either in line together with the ball or ahead of the ball. When the hands are behind the ball, then this clean consistent strike from the ball is not likely, and the common result is the ball popping up from the air. Tension in the green is probably the most destructive things which could happen to the putting, especially with the short putts. This is called obtaining the yips. This really is brought on by moving in the stroke. This causes anyone to fluff your shot and miss your putt. To prevent this happening, concentrate on the spot in which the ball was after impact as an alternative to using the ball. This ensures that you simply do not move the head during impact and definitely will help supply you with the clean smooth impact you require. An easy method to minimize the tension within your body along with the stroke is just to let your arms dangle in front of you prior to deciding to putt and gently shake them. This should relax the muscles, enabling an enhanced sensation of feel and touch, both vital for reliable consistent putting. Your grip ought not to be too tight, along with your arms ought to be relaxed. Gently and smoothly in the one action, sweep the putter backwards. You should keep your triangle formed between arms and also the line joining shoulders consistent from the whole shot, and also the shape must not change. The move backwards ought to be similar to a pendulum movement with your arms, while your wrists remain stiff. An excellent tip for ensuring that this is correct is simply by starting the action by dropping your left shoulder. This can obtain the pendulum motion started. Keeping the triangle mentioned before intact, within a pendulum motion, accelerate the putter smoothly towards the ball. As the putter makes contact, the ball should be hit in the up. Throughout this whole period of swing to contact, maintain your eyes fixed on the ball to protect yourself from fluffing the putt, and maintain your eye area fixed on that spot after impact. It is important after impact that the left wrist remains firm and does not break during the follow-through. This follow-through should go in line using the direction you had been aiming and needs to be the same length as the backswing. Here are some key points to remember. To assist with increasing your feel and touch and aid in avoiding the yips because of excess tension, remember to relax and loosen up before playing the putt. The stroke needs to be a pendulum action, swinging together with your shoulders and arms as the wrists remain stiff. Don't move your thoughts during the swing. Stay focused on the process at hand. Then, swing inside a relaxed smooth fashion using a smooth and constant rhythm. Maintain the wrists firm throughout the stroke. And play the ball from underneath the eyes. Have the ball at the front of your stance to make certain that the ball is hit in the up. Before hitting, take a moment to visualize the ball going into the hole. Then when you are ready, go ahead and make that putt right into the hole. Okay, congratulations for completing this lesson on putting. Let's move on to the next lesson on joining a golf club. See you soon. This interesting lesson addresses several of the key issues regarding golf courses and joining a golf club. Carefully listening to this lesson could make a big difference in how you think of golf courses. One thing every golfer will concur with is no golf course is ever the identical. While playing different courses is fun and challenging, playing one's home course, regardless of how frequently it is done, always will be different. Yes, it is the same course, nothing has changed, apart from the position of the cup in the green, but no golf course is ever precisely the same 2 days consecutively, or, for that matter, the same day. Will Smith from the movie The Legend of Bagger Vance told his protege how the grass follows direct sunlight, which means a putt that broke one way in the morning will break in the exact opposite direction from the afternoon. Another thing that makes the same course different every single day may be the weather conditions. Weather plays a major element in golf, and the way a training course plays. A wet course can play slower as well as the ball will not likely travel as far after hitting the ground. Over a dry course, the ball will roll farther after showing up in the turf. A course will likely play differently in hot or cold weather. Colder weather keeps the ball from traveling as far, while a highly hit ball should go further on the warm or hot day. If the area continues to be dry for just about any time period, the fairways, unless these are watered heavily daily, will become as hard as concrete and offer extra distance after the ball hits the earth. Additionally, then comes the golfer's attitude. Yes, the frame of mind of golfers could have a direct effect on how good they play and react on the course. Golf is really a game requiring a calm, focused mind, hence the player can give full attention to what they are seeking to do on any particular shot. One more thing that can make the identical course play differently is how the grounds are kept. When they are kept trimmed nearer to the ground, the ball will roll further. When the fairway is allowed to grow a bit long, balls will be unable to roll as far. The rough is actually a whole other problem, much like other obstacles around the course, such as sprinkler heads. The rough is always going to be hard and thick to try out from, but a huge, wet rough can make it just about impossible for a golfer to perform a lot more than simply make an attempt to chip back onto the fairway. Sprinkler heads, which are positioned throughout the course, will have an adverse impact on a ball that happens to hit them. Knowing enough about golf courses to help make solid, informed choices cuts down about the fear factor. When you apply what you've just learned about golf courses, you'll be ready for any condition your next golf course visit may present you with. Okay, let's now talk about the important topic of joining a golf club. Joining a golf club has lots of benefits and advantages, compared to playing at different golf clubs. Let's check out some of the reasons and benefits to join a neighborhood country club. 1. Most golf clubs, if not completely golf clubs, use a handicap tracking system to monitor your scores. You do not have to transmit your scorecard to a golf association for the legitimate handicap to experience in golf tournaments. 2. Golf clubs have a facility using a locker restaurant and room like a meeting place. Therefore you can know more fellow members, which transform it into a lot simpler for you to locate players to team up with. 3. You're very likely to drive to your local country club to train than you would probably with an unfamiliar golf course. More practice means playing better golf. 4. Owned by a golf club causes you to fiddle with a much better strategy approach, as a result of familiarity of your golf course. Being informed about a golf course and being aware what lies ahead, tends to help you take into consideration your club selection. 5. The yardage with the golf course on the majority of golf holes becomes embedded in memory, which actually provides you with a greater knowledge of your golf club yardage capabilities. 6. A great deal of golf clubs possess a downside system, which enables you to play at different golf courses in turn for fellow members off their clubs, to try out your golf course. 7. You will probably play in golf tournaments. Golf clubs possess a members' bulletin board, keeping you informed about what upcoming events are developing. 8. As soon as you pay a yearly green fee in a country club, you can play unlimited golf. Certain days can be restricted for after certain hours. 9. Should you enroll in a golf club which has shares, the shares typically go up around the majority. It may well have something connected to the golf frenzy. 10. If the pronos you fit in with the golf club, last second tee times are many simpler to book. The pro will simply find you other members to sign up with on top of. Members enjoy meeting other members of your club. 11. When you play golf a whole lot, belonging to a golf club can save you a lot of money in the end. So as we've discussed, there are numerous advantages and benefits in joining a nearby country club. Browse the phone book for many local golf courses, or browse the internet for courses near your hometown. Play a number of golf courses first to find out which golf challenge you will benefit from the most. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this lesson on golf courses and golf country clubs. See you in the next lesson. Welcome back to this lesson on golfing tips that will make you harder to beat. There's no difference whether you just start playing golf tomorrow or if you've played on the PGA Tour. Novices and experts alike find a degree of difficulty in specific golf quirks. Before beginning, let's review this list of excellent tricks and tips that will give you valuable insight into the game of golf. By experimenting with different feels while on the driving range, you will have a better chance to find a stance that allows you to swing comfortably. Finding a good stance is essential, but several variables, including body type, height, and gender can affect which stance is best. However, taking the time to find this ideal stance will do wonders for the rest of your game. A helpful tip when it comes to golf is to walk, instead of renting a golf cart. You will get more exercise, which in turn is great for your health. Walking also keeps you loose and warms up your muscles. For increased power in your golf swing, focus on involving your whole body in the swing. Inexperienced golfers often mistakenly believe that power should come only from the arms. However, unless you use your entire body, your swing will be weak. Moving the whole body with the club motion is much more effective. Strike a ball with the sweet spot of the club for perfect accuracy. Get familiar with each club's sweet spot. When you practice, experiment with each of your clubs to find this spot. Hit the ball with the sweet spot as you swing your club down. Give every shot 100% of your attention. Thinking about a previous success or mistake, or worrying about the next hole, will make you lose your concentration on the shot you need to make right now. Getting hung up on a mistake you've made or celebrating a great shot for too long can ruin the rest of your game. Good or bad, it is in the past, so keep it there by putting it from your mind. Whenever you can team up with strong golfers, do so. This way, you can learn by observation. A golfing buddy or peer can be an improvement for your game on several different levels. Do not assume that you can only learn from a professional player. Anyone you usually play with could teach you something. You'll get new ideas from how they play and you might try harder to be better just because they are around. You need to educate yourself on keeping score in golf when you are interested in playing, as it will help you out on the course. This can be helpful because your skill as a golfer is frequently determined by your score. When keeping score, every time you attempt to hit the ball is counted as a stroke. Your score at each hole is calculated as the number of strokes it takes for you to get your ball to the hole. Getting the least amount of strokes possible is the goal. Make sure your grip is neither too loose nor too tight. Don't squeeze the club too tightly, this makes your shots go further right than you want. Conversely, if you hold your club too loosely, the ball will go off to the left. You will be able to find just the right grip by watching whether your shots veer left or right. Line the ball up with the heel of your forward foot when driving. Every other shot requires that your ball is between your feet as you swing. The only time it should not be in the center of your swing is if your ball is lying on a slope. Make sure that you are holding your golf club correctly before you swing. Try to make sure that the handle rests on the palm of your hand with your thumbs facing down. Your hands should be touching each other. If you are looking for distance, grip the club in higher position. Always have high confidence by trying to play with other people on the same level as yourself. When you're just learning to play, challenge beginner-level courses, and take other beginners with you when you play. You can lose your enthusiasm and confidence by playing against better golfers on a tough course. It is important to always ensure that you have adopted the proper stance. A good way to check for a proper stance is to try tapping your toes inside your shoes, without moving your feet. If your stance is correct, it should require some effort, but not a lot. If you feel that striking the ball is very hard, then you may be leaning into the ball too much. If it seems too easy, you are leaning too far away from the ball. One good golfing tip for those just starting out is to know and understand your tee height. Beginners should learn to always be conscious of their tee height. Try to have the ball a tad elevated than the midsection of your club's face. Keeping your eye on the ball may be an old adage, but it will always remain the most basic of concepts. Of course, this is important in other sports as well, but focusing on the ball is especially necessary when playing golf. Focusing exclusively on the ball is especially important when swinging. Keep your head down to limit peripheral distractions. As you prepare to make your swing, do not allow your muscles to fully tense up. A lot of golfers do so, and it has an unwanted effect on their game. You have to be loose and relaxed so that you can hit the ball with more power. So relax, and try not to stiffen up. Now that you are taking the initiative to learn something new about the sport of golf, You can impress your golfing buddies with the information you are learning in this course. Look for new ways to apply these skills to your game, to make the game even more challenging and engaging. Okay, on to the next lesson where we'll learn about taking the stress out of the game. To make it even more fun, we're going to take a scenic tour during this next lesson. So sit back, relax, and get ready to enjoy the view of some beautiful golf courses. See you in next lesson. Welcome to this special lesson in this awesome golf training course for beginners. This will be a fun lesson. I hope you enjoy the amazing aerial view as we fly over some beautiful courses while we discuss how to take the stress out of your game. Okay, let's get started with some golf history. Golf has a storied history spanning 600 years. Obviously, the game as people know it today isn't exactly like the 15th century version. However, people then, like people today, used it to relax and to hone their concentration skills. The lesson here will give you some helpful golf tips which can be used whenever you head on over to the links. Use the entire body for power when swinging the golf club. Beginning golfers often assume that the swing is all in the arms, but if you use only the strength in your arms, then your drives will literally come up short. Put the momentum of your whole body behind every swing for maximum distance. A simple toe wiggling exercise can reveal potential faults in the golfing stance. If it is difficult to wiggle your toes when preparing to swing your club, this indicates you are leaning too far towards the ball. Proper posture for golfers can be obtained by leaning back until there is some play in the feet. Don't take yourself, or the game of golf, too seriously. Mistakes do happen, and the ability to laugh at your mistakes helps relax you, and it will help you recover more easily from those mistakes. Give every shot 100% of your attention. Thinking about a previous success or mistake, or worrying about the next hole, will make you lose your concentration on the shot you need to make right now. Stressing over bad shots has been the downfall of many players, so learn to let go. To really get a powerful swing going, you need to utilize the muscles in your whole body, especially the legs and trunk. Simulate the cracking of a whip while you swing your torso around and push your feet firmly against the ground. The energy for the arched swing begins in the feet and is transferred up through the legs and into your trunk and arms. Hold your golf clubs with neutral grips. Your shots will drift to the right if you grip the golf club tightly. If you do not hold your club tight enough, the ball will veer to the left. This can be used to your advantage, not when done by accident, but by remaining aware of the strength of your grip, its effects on the ball, and how to manipulate this before the stroke. It's a good idea to have light, high-protein snacks, such as nuts, handy when playing golf. Eating the proper nutrition while golfing is important because the game requires both physical and mental strength. Your healthy snack will ensure your energy levels are high and your mind at full capacity, allowing you to beat back fatigue as you get through those 18 holes. Mental preparation is as important as physical preparation in a golf game. Put all other stresses in your life out of mind and focus on the game. If you're going to treat yourself to a golf club, have it custom fitted. Every golfer is different in body structure, height and weight, and a club that will work for one doesn't necessarily mean it will work for another. Getting a fitted golf club can aid your swing. Check your grip on the club before you make your swing. Make sure the handle is resting against your palms while your thumbs point downward. Your hands should touch. To hit a farther shot, do not grip the club too tight. Refrain from using a unnatural stance. Try to address the ball without using a club. Flex your knees, bend a bit at your waist and have your arms loose at your front. Have one hand grasp the other and hold it tightly. That's the natural golf stance in a nutshell. If you feel uncomfortable, then you are trying too hard and you need to relax. Preserve your self-esteem by competing only with people in your skill range. As a novice golfer, you should play simple courses with partners at your skill level. While it is healthy to challenge yourself, starting out in a highly competitive environment may cause you to become discouraged. Work around the problem if you can't easily find a way to solve it. You may develop your own unique solution that helps create your style of play. If you keep hitting too far to the right, watch how your body moves while you swing. Often, your body automatically moves left during the swing, causing you to shoot further to the right than you wanted to. When you are in your downswing, focus on your hands being released towards the ball faster. As you perfect the process of releasing your hands, the overall accuracy of your shots will increase significantly. Don't backswing too far if you want to optimize the power you put into your shot. When you are bringing the club backwards, it will help you get a stronger hit. When you do your swing again, it can hurt posture or cause you to get an injury. Avoid tensing up before you address the ball. Unfortunately, a lot of golfers tend to do this, and it really messes up their game. You have to be loose and relaxed so that you can hit the ball with more power. Once again, remember to be limber, not stiff. Don't wear sneaker-style golf shoes if you're going to be playing on early morning, wet grass. There are some sneaker-style golf shoes that have a waterproof coating, but most of them will simply get soaked. You must have an excellent grip to get the proper swing from a golf club. A solid grip is key to hitting shots from different distances, and on different terrain. The foundation of a good grip is the positioning of your top, non-dominant hand, as proper placement will increase your overall accuracy. It may sound unbelievable, but miniature golf can actually make you a better golfer. Trying to get around the putting obstacles can really help make your short game better. Having to shoot through a windmill and over various hills and obstacles may seem funny, but it helps translate into putting success on the green. There are many reasons why golf remains a popular pastime. Just be sure to put your newfound knowledge to use on the golf course. Okay, welcome back. Always good to have our feet back on the golf course. Let's talk some great golfing advice that will make you better. It's possible to actually play an active sport, while also enjoying tremendous relaxation, at the same times. Golf provides you both the opportunity to play a sport and relax in life. When things don't go off as planned, however, it can be a total disaster. Brush up your game with the following golf tips and you can put some flair back into your game. The first step to mastering the game of golf is the correct grip of the club. A lot of beginners grip their club harder when they wish to send the ball further. Instead, you should use a grip that is soft, but firm. Imagine that you are cradling a wounded bird and use the same care to grip the club. Above all, remember not to take your golf game too seriously. Mistakes in golf are common, and laughing at yours will allow you to learn from them and stay relaxed. Each golf club is made with a sweet spot, which is the exact location on the club that provides you the most accuracy and distance if you strike the ball at that point. Clubs are each individuals, and the sweet spot varies from club to club. You must practice with your set, and find the sweet spot for each club to improve the accuracy of your game. You should put all of your attention on the next shot. Don't think about your past shots or the water hazard you're going to have to face. Don't get distracted from the very next shot that's up. Fretting about mistakes will affect your swing, just forget about them and move on. A great tip for putting is when you address the ball, your left hand needs to be in front of the ball. Keep this position during your stroke to maintain proper form. This keeps the ball from falling off the club's face when contact is made. If you are seeking power from your swing, focus on building a strong core and solid legs. Your body needs to accelerate with the finesse of a whip. Do this by pushing your legs against the ground and drawing on the energy this generates. Always start each swing with your feet in proper alignment. This is perhaps the simplest and most effective way to improve your swing. You should set your feet at a 90-degree angle to the direction in which the ball should travel. One common way to make sure your feet are in alignment with where you want to hit the ball is to lay your club in a way that it is touching the toes on both your feet. As you force each drive, the heel of your forward foot should be aligned with the ball. Place the ball squarely between your feet for all other swing types. However, the ball should not be at the center if it is on a slope. If you want to up your golf game, then make certain your posture is proper. Your posture usually determines the distance the ball will travel. Slouching or hovering will result in your ball having less projection than it would with a confident, expert pose. Being mentally and physically prepared is vital to golf. Whatever stressful situations you're dealing with should be left at home. While you're on the course, your mind needs to be free and clear. If you are considering purchases used golf clubs, always make sure to examine the head of the clubs. If a club has been overused, you can tell by the shiny, worn spot on the head. This isn't going to help your game because the club will slap your ball, rather than hit it. Before you begin your swing, be sure to hold the golf club in the correct way. Place the handle on your palms, and point your thumbs down. Allow your hands to touch one another. To hit the ball farther, choke up on the club. Keeping the ball in same position regardless of the shot type is important. This will aid you in keeping your stance consistent. If you need to hit the ball higher, move your back foot forward a bit to give the ball more loft while keeping it in the same position. This lets you always pick the right club. Always pay attention to having a good stance. If you are unsure if you are standing correctly, simply perform this simple test. Try to tap your toes up and down without moving your feet. It should take a small effort to tap them. This will be difficult if you're leaning too far above the ball, or it will be too easy if you're leaning too far back. If you find ways to keep your game sociable and upbeat, it will become easier to stay motivated and driven. You'll rapidly improve as long as you keep practicing, and keep looking to experienced golfers for assistance and tips. Avoid stiffening your swing when you are on the approach to the ball. Many golfers do just this, and it negatively affects their game. It's important to stay relaxed while maintaining the proper posture. Becoming a good golfer involves allowing your body to move freely with the club. Having your arms limber and in shape is vital to having a good swing. Whenever possible, take time to get a good workout and stretch properly. Another way to stay limber in your torso and your arms is through practicing yoga, which facilitates a strong, flowing swing. When playing golf, always pay close attention to what's happening. You should always be ready when it is your turn to take a shot. Remember, other golfers are patiently waiting on you so they can have their turn. You probably understand what that means. When it's all said and done, golf success requires a number of intangibles that include a good club swing and mental focus. Use these tips to make your game better. Also keep in mind that if you've missed any pointers on beginner's golf that we've discussed thus far, now is probably a good time to go back to previous lessons and review them. I'll be right here when you get back. For everyone else, assuming most of you have followed along closely, I'm sure you won't have any problems with the exam coming up after just a few more lessons. Anyway, let's move on to the next lesson and we'll keep building up some momentum to get you ready for the exam. Talk to you soon. As we get ready to head back to the country club for the exam, let's discuss some more great advice to improve your golf score. All of us at golferdays.com and golfstoreblog.com hope that you are enjoying this course so far, and we are certain it will make you a better player on your next trip to the golf course. This lesson will also provide you with valuable information that will help you bring your game a few steps closer to perfection. To get a better workout and save money, walk the golf course, instead of using a golf cart. This will give you more exercise on the course and that is a great way to be in better shape. It can be very beneficial to your health. Walking will also help to keep you loose and your muscles warm. Each golf club in existence has its own sweet spot. When you hit your ball squarely with the sweet spot on the face of the club, your ball takes off with perfect accuracy. When you hit the ball at the lowest point of your swing, you can gain greater distance. To do this, discover the sweet spot on each of your irons. By taking this approach, you get the most from your clubs. If possible, watch and golf with stronger players to observe their technique. A golfing buddy or peer can be an improvement for your game on several different levels. There is no need to find a professional player to learn some new techniques from someone better than you. Watching how they play can give you many ideas and they may just help you play stronger. As such, you need to stretch before starting a round and keep yourself hydrated. The better shape your body is in, the better your game will be. Your feet must be lined up in the correct way. This simple step is considered to be one of the most important parts of maintaining a consistent swing. Put your feet at a 90-degree angle to the line along which you intend the ball to fly. You can check that you are doing this correctly by putting the club parallel to your toes. The tip of the club will be pointing towards the ball's potential path. If you want to up your golf game, then make certain your posture is proper. Your position can influence how far the ball goes. Erect posture will help you hit the ball farther. Mental preparation is as important as physical preparation in a golf game. Clear your mind and concentrate on the game. When buying a golf club, you should get one that is custom fitted for you. Because every golfer's build, stance and swing is different, not every club will offer the same results from one player to the next. A club which perfectly fits your needs will lead to a perfect swing. As you swing, quickly swing your hips so you transfer the weight from your back foot to your front foot. This will strengthen your swing and increase your golf shot distance. Try to work around your problem versus struggling to overcome it. You may be able to leverage it to your advantage and use it as a part of your unique playing style. Make sure to remain relaxed as you approach the ball to take your shot. A lot of golfers fail to do so, and it has an unwanted effect on their game. It is vital to be relaxed and not rigid if you want to hit accurately and powerfully. Don't let your muscles stiffen up. If you find yourself with limited time for practice, emphasize your short game. Concentrate on your chipping and putting skills. This will pay off because of how strong you'll be on the green. If the same opportunity to practice has a slightly larger window of opportunity, You should put additional time into your abilities with the wedge and move upwards through some of the other short-range shots. You might be good at golf, but you are always going to hit it into the sand trap at some point during a game. When you try and hit a ball from these areas, you can often make a mess of the sand. For this reason, it is expected that all golfers rake after they leave a sand trap, so those who follow them into the trap have a better shot. Golfers will have more success playing the ball out of a bunker that is well taken care of. When playing golf, see to it that you keep the game rolling. Excessively slow play is extremely rude to the players behind you. If you're holding up other groups by playing slowly, invite the people behind you to play through. Even when you are in a rush to tee off, it is best to head on over to the driving range to warm up before you begin your round. Save yourself the pain of calibrating your shot on the course. Explore a new course before you start playing. Knowing every nook and cranny of a course can vastly improve your score. Golf balls get lost constantly. Spare your boxes of high-end balls for competitive events or business occasions where you hope to impress someone. Make sure you mark your ball with initials before you start playing so you can distinguish them from other players. Double-check that you're hitting the right ball by looking at the ball's brand and number. If you play your opponent's ball, you'll have to take penalty shots. When you finally end up in the bunker, make sure you do what you can to keep it in good condition for the next golfer. Try to take some time to rake up the area that you took the swing at. When you leave your prints behind for other golfers, they can become agitated. Things like your footprints or club divots shouldn't be there after you leave. Give the next guy a fair shot by raking smooth the area after playing out of a trap. By learning from others' mistakes, you can avoid the embarrassment of making them yourself. If you want an edge on the greens, then these tips offer you a number of easy and efficient ways to improve various aspects of your game. In the next lesson, we'll head back to our golf cart to catch a ride back to the country club. Talk to you soon. Okay, here we are back at the golf cart. Before we catch a ride back to the country club, let's go over some tips and strategies in golf from the pros. Firstly, to excel at golf, one needs both skill and patience. The goal of this sport is that, by using a set of drivers and clubs, one must hit a ball to get it into a hole. Easier said than done, though, right? Continue reading to find some tips to help you golf like a pro. Using your whole body will help you to improve your golf game. You have to use your body as a source of power, not just your arms. Let your body be one with the club. You are then more likely to hit the ball farther without swinging your arms as forcefully. Learn how to hold your club correctly from the first time you play. Quite a few people correlate a hard grip with being able to hit a ball further. Instead, the club should be held loosely in the fingers. Hold the club like you would when holding an egg. Before you swing, check your stance by wiggling your toes. Anyone who is leaning inward too far will have difficulty wiggling their toes. Golfers preparing to swing should lean back far enough to have the ability to wiggle their toes. When playing golf, do not be so serious. Mistakes happen, and being able to laugh at yourself will not only help you recover from these mistakes, but it will also help to relax you. Focus completely on the present shot. You don't want to let anything around you alter your success. Don't let any unsuccessful shots or something like water make you worse. Anxiety about earlier poor plays can really have an effect on your game, so do your best to push them from your mind completely, rather than dwelling on them. When you are gripping the putter and standing over the ball, your left hand should be in front of the ball. Maintain this position while you complete your swing. This will allow you to firmly grasp the club during the stroke and keep the ball from skipping off the club's face at contact. Where possible, include strong players in your golf group so you can learn from their superior technique. You should always make the most of any opportunity that allows you to learn something from a seasoned golfer. It does not have to be a professional for you to be able to pick up helpful pointers. By watching how superior players golf, you will be able to pick up new techniques and hone your skills further. The muscles from your legs to your fingertips will all be used in a successful shot. Instead of thinking that you need to power through the swing using the muscles of your arms, allow your momentum from your lower core to whip the club through the ball. Don't hold your club too tightly or too loosely. When you grip your golf club tighter than you should, your shots will tend to hook right. However, if you don't hold the club tightly enough, you'll hit the ball too far left. You can make adjustments to your grip according to the direction of each shot. Before you take your shot, make sure that you align the rear of your forward-facing foot with the ball. For other swings, position yourself so that the golf ball is evenly between your feet. The only time it should not be in the center of your swing is if your ball is lying on a slope. If you want to up your golf game, then make certain your posture is proper. Improper posture or standing too close to the ball can impact the length and direction of your shot. The golf ball will not travel very far if you slouch too much or too little. Before you swing, make sure your hands are positioned properly on the club. Keep the handle resting on your palms, and the thumbs pointing down. Both of your hands should be touching. To hit the ball farther, choke up on the club. Avoid using an unnatural stance. Work on addressing without holding a club. Stand with knees flexed, bend slightly at the waist and let your arms drop naturally in front of you. When you clap your hands, hold them there. This is all there is to a natural position, and if you do not feel comfortable, you are overcompensating on the position. Always stand about 3 to 5 feet behind the golf ball and look ahead to where you need to send it. During this point, you should also be aware of the wind and your surroundings as a whole. Contemplating your shot for a few moments will assist you greatly in proper direction and alignment. You will then be able to more effectively get the ball to the spot where it needs to go. If your shots tend to drift to the right, it is probably because your body is shifting to the left as you swing. As you take your downswing, release your hands to the ball a little faster. If you can release your hands quickly most of the time, your accuracy will improve. One way to keep your motivation about golf is to simply make the game as fun as you can. You'll rapidly improve as long as you keep practicing, and keep looking to experienced golfers for assistance and tips. Before hitting the golf ball, take a nice, deep breath. Use as much time as you need to calm yourself down and sharpen your focus on the ball. Take your time thinking about where you would like the ball landing and swing. Deep breathing potentially reduces your muscle and mental tension when playing competitively. Don't bring your club back too far. When you are bringing the club backwards too far, it may help you get a stronger hit. However, when you do your swing again, it can hurt posture or cause you to get an injury. Best to follow the guidelines previously outlined in the earlier lessons of this course for setting up your swing and hitting the golf ball. The basics of golf include focus, accuracy, and an ongoing desire to improve one's skill. It is a sport which takes advantage of land, with the intent of getting a ball into a hole. If you are willing to put in the effort, and if you follow the tips, you can become a great golfer. Alright, I hope you have enjoyed this lesson. In the next lesson, we'll discuss some final golf pointers on our way to the exam in the subsequent lesson. Talk to you soon. On our way back to the golf club for the exam, let's discuss some great additional pointers for adding a little extra distance on your drive. No pun intended. Ha, ha. Golf is one of the oldest games around. It's been popular since the early 1400s. The sport continues to evolve as time passes, but it will always be relaxing and enjoyable. Read on to learn some tips to help you better your game, and beat your partners. Walking, rather than renting a cart, is a really good idea when you golf. You will get more exercise, which in turn is great for your health. Walking is also a good way to warm up before and during play. The beginning golfer needs to learn the right way to grip a club. Avoid the urge to squeeze the club as tightly as possible when hitting the ball. A better approach is to employ a grip which is firm but softer. Grip the club like you would grip a small bird. A simple toe wiggling exercise can reveal potential faults in the golfing stance. If the golfer finds this act difficult as he prepares to swing, he is leaning unreasonably forward and into the ball. Proper posture for golfers can be obtained by leaning back until there is some play in the feet. When playing golf, do not be so serious. Certain errors can occur and laughing at these errors will relax you, so you can refocus on the game. Keep focused on the next shot, forget those before it. Thinking about a previous success or mistake, or worrying about the next hole, will make you lose your concentration on the shot you need to make right now. Forget about your mistakes, move on, and do better next time. Make sure your grip is neither too loose nor too tight. Holding the club too tight can cause your ball to veer to the right. On the other hand, tightening the grip too far will have the reverse effect and cut a well-aimed ball towards the left. Monitor whether your shots pull to either the left or right to see what type of changes you may need to make to your grip. As you take your driving shot, your front heel should be in line with your ball. The golf ball must be central and in between your feet during your swings. The only exception to this stance is when the ball is on a slope. Mental preparedness is as critical in a good game of golf, as is physical preparedness. Whatever stressful situations you're dealing with should be left at home. While you're on the course, your mind needs to be free and clear. Keep your confidence high by playing with other players at your level. Try playing on courses that are designed for beginners. While it is healthy to challenge yourself, starting out in a highly competitive environment may cause you to become discouraged. Stay between 3 and 5 feet behind the ball, looking at where you want to hit it to. This is the time when you should also assess wind speed and direction. Thinking briefly before taking your swing will help you hit the ball in the right direction. Once you have all these factors determined and pieced together, you can address the ball confidently, knowing you have the destination in mind. Hit the ball squarely with the club's face. Doing so will allow the ball to travel along a straighter path. If the club hits the ball at an angle, the ball will fly away from the club at an angle as well. Try different ways of holding the golf club until you are able to successfully strike the golf ball at a 90-degree angle. Come to the course with the mindset to enjoy the game, regardless of what your goal is. If you allow yourself to remain receptive to learning new methods and techniques, you should see improved results within a month or two. Don't bring the club too far back to better your hitting power. When done in moderation, pulling back will help you hit further, but if you go crazy, it messes up your stance, which can make you totally miss the ball or pull a muscle. Don't tense up when you are swinging. Unfortunately, a lot of golfers tend to do this, and it really messes up their game. To correctly hit a ball, you need to be loose and relaxed. You must not be stiff. To improve the quality and power of your swing, you must work to ensure that your arms are flexible and strong. It is just as important to work your arms as it is to stretch them. By getting an arm massage, the joints and muscles will remain limber, and this, in turn, will lend itself to a good golf swing. Another way to stay limber in your torso and your arms is through practicing yoga, which facilitates a strong, flowing swing. Get golf shoes with some extra width to ensure that your feet don't get sore as they swell after a round of walking. Golf shoes which are snug in the pro shop will lead you to pain on the course. If you are an early morning golfer, do yourself a favor and don't choose sneaker-style golf shoes. Though some waterproofed models are available, most sneaker-style shoes will soak through during a walk through wet turf. If you don't have much practice in, concentrate more on the short game. Practice all of your chipping and putting techniques. Practicing skills like this consistently garners you great results. If you have some spare time, you should first practice your short wedge, then do a couple 7-irons, and then you should finish up with wedge shots that are short range. You should choose your clubs based on your preferences during play, and not the cutting-edge technology it touts. It wasn't all that long ago that professional golfers used wood clubs. An expensive titanium club is not going to improve your style. If you want your swing to produce a fade ball, make your grip tighter. Your swing grip is among the most highly misunderstood facets of the golf game. There is still a possibility to hit a fade or a draw despite the strength of the left hand. Instructors usually do fades with weak left-hand grip, but there are other alternatives. There are many reasons why golf remains a popular pastime. Now you just need to work it into your game. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the pointers in this lesson. We are getting close to arriving. See you in the next lesson, where I'll give you a brief introduction to exam. Talk to you soon. Welcome back to our favorite country club. It's almost exam time. Let's just do a quick review of the material we've discussed in these golf lessons for beginners course, and then we'll head inside for the exam. Firstly, we talk about the main objective of golf, which is to get the ball into the hole. Then we discussed how to swing a golf club the proper way. We've also talked about what happens to the golf ball during impact as the club face hits it. We've discussed best ways to get golf equipment, especially the important options available for golf clubs. We've talked about the importance of playing golf with style. And of course, we've talked about adding some finishing touches to help you win the game, including effective putt techniques. We've also discussed finding golf courses, joining a golf club, and much more. Since it's almost exam time, hopefully you've already learned everything you need to know about beginning at golf in this fantastic golf course. In case you've forgotten any important lessons in this course, or if you need more time, now may be a good chance to go back and review some of the previous lessons. Just come back to this lesson when you are ready. Okay, for those of you that are ready, let's keep going, and I'll assume you've studied this course well at this point. So let's head inside to the classroom to write this important golf exam. Okay, here we are back in the golf classroom. We hope you've enjoyed this beginner's golf course from golferdays.com and golfstoreblog.com. Now it is time for the final exam. So grab the golf exam document that is available, and let's get started. Try to complete the document in 30 minutes. I will also put it up on the screen here, in case you can't find the exam document. Alright, Are you ready? Great, let's get started. You should pause this video now, and work on the exam for the next 30 minutes. I'll be back in the next lesson, and we'll discuss the answers when you have finished the exam. So pause video now. Thank you. Okay, hopefully you have finished your exam now and learned a lot from these beginner lessons on golf. You did complete the exam, didn't you? If you haven't finished it yet, you should pause this video, and then complete final golf exam before we proceed. Still here? Okay, I'll assume you've done the exam diligently and given it your best effort. That's what's most important anyway. Time to discuss the answers. Let's start with question 1. What is the main objective of golf? Answer. Get ball from tee, beginning point, into hole, end point, at green. Question 2. What's the best way to swing a golf club? Answer. Begin with knees and hips bent. Weight should be evenly distributed between feet. Non-dominant side of body should face hole. Dominant arm should remain at side. As you pass dominant leg with hands, weight should begin moving to that leg. As club passes parallel to ground, keep bringing it up to 90-degree angle with your arms. Position head in line with spine. Nose raised so shoulder beneath chin. As you swing, ensure shoulder doesn't hit chin. Question 3. What's the best way to hit a golf ball? Answer. Move weight to opposite side of ball as you swing. Dominant elbow should move in front of dominant hip. Keep body focused towards ball, and wrist pivoted. As you reach ball, hips should keep turning. Weight is now shifted towards non-dominant side. Broaden arms for finish. Dominant knee should move towards straight knee. Follow through with swing after impact with ball. Question 4. What are the recommended golf clubs for beginners? Answer. Driver, putter, sand wedge, 6-iron, 8-iron, pitching wedge, and hybrid. Question 5. What is the key differences between types of golf clubs, woods, irons and hybrids? Answer. Woods, for long-distance irons, most versatile hybrids, combine wood and irons. Question 6. Describe the rules for proper golf etiquette. Answer. Proper golf etiquette consists of being social at appropriate time. No talking during golf shots. Yell for, if someone's in path of your golf shot. Stay out of path of flying balls. If other group's ball lands in your area, don't move it. Let the other group collect it. Don't disturb their game. If you lose your ball, take a 1-stroke penalty. Rake sand from sand trap shots and fix divots on greens. Tally your scores at next tee box, not the green. Don't walk in front of other golfers' putts. Your shadow must not be in path of other golfers' putts. Golf is great for business. Great selection of stylish golf clothes at golfstoreblog.com. Question 7. Describe a good putting technique. Answer. Ball is opposite the left heel, for any right-hander. Grip ought not to be too tight. Gently, smoothly in the one action, sweep the putter backwards. With pendulum-like movement of arms and putter, the ball should be hit in the upswing. Okay, that brings us to the end of the exam. How did you do? Thanks for joining us in this Golf Lessons for Beginners course. I am sure that you are now ready to head out to the golf course, and impress everyone right from the first tee off. Next, we'll wrap it up with a summary, on the way back to the golf course. See you then. Welcome to this final session on how to play golf for beginners. Okay, let's take a few moments to summarize what we've learned in this important online golf course for beginners. We've talked about the importance of becoming familiar with the objective of the game of golf and how to keep score. We've described how to set up your critical swing and the proper technique for doing so. We've also discussed how to hit the ball correctly. After all, the proper impact of golf club to ball is crucial in becoming a better golfer. Subsequently, I've introduced you to several types of golf equipment, including the different categories of golf clubs. We've also talked about how to play golf with style and the proper etiquette to improve your personal and professional relationships on the golf course. We've described some final steps for winning with the correct putt. And of course, we've discussed golf courses and some options available for becoming a member at your golf club. I'd like to take a moment to thank you for your time and attention in participating in this course. Next steps for beginners will be to just get out there and get some practice on the golf course. These complete golf lessons for beginners will continue to be available to you when you get back home. So you are always welcome to start again at the beginning of the course and listen again and again, if you wish. Remember, practice makes perfect. Both in studying golf at home, and in practice at the golf course. Thank you once again for joining me in the golf course for beginners. I hope this course has been of value to you. Now you are all set to head out to the golf course, and enjoy the game with your newfound skills. Congratulations for completing this golf course, and remember, make it a great golf day.